AskReddit by Miramble17. The 2010th decade will be over in 4 months. What do you think people will remember this decade for? The clown epidemic of 16. That feels like a fever dream we all collectively had. Men's styles pattern short sleeve button down shirts, flannel shirts, beards, high and tight haircuts. Women's styles yoga pants, athleisure, jumpsuits, rompers, Coachella attire. Don't know how else to describe this, but it's a distinct look. Music: country, mumble, hip hop, bad repetitive pop, EDM and festivals. Tech: automation, social media, data, mobile. Phones: influencers. This should be number 1. People generally don't care about change and politics as much as they do the culture. Social networks and how everyone thought it was a good idea to keep track of everyone in their life. Kids in 10 years will be like, so you met this guy at the pub and added him into your social network? Didn't that give him access to all your social details? Privacy will become the biggest thing ever, and loose social media connections will become the exact thing not to do. You know, when you watch documentaries now about kids in the 80s hitchhiking or stepping into a serial killer's van because they said they had puppies in there, and you scream at the TV like, what are you doing, you idiot? That's how people will think of our 2010s years. That's a very interesting thought and a great way to put it too. Spending the entire decade thinking last year was 2008. I suffer from this. Makes it hell remembering my kids' birthdays. For Europe it will definitely be the refugee crisis, the death of brick and mortar, and the rise of Amazon Prime. Because we'll all regret it in 10 years. Social media. A great tool horribly mismanaged. The 2010s will probably be remembered for as the remake era for Disney. That would require a change of direction for Disney in the 2020s, and I just don't see that happening. People ask me where I'm going to be in 4 months. I don't have 2020 vision jokes. I am waiting with bated breath to have a chance to sink my teeth into. I hate it when people ask me what I'll be doing in 0 years. Come on guys, I don't have 2020 vision. Looking forward to this thread being unearthed in 2029. I hope you're all doing better than us. 2029 seems like 100 years away, but 2009 to now flew. I hope I'm done college by then and have a job, or I'll be in some trouble, lol. The rise of the smartphone. Everyone has access to the internet and can voice their opinion towards the world at any moment, with all the negative effects that it brings. IMHO. This is the biggest one. The iPhone came out in what, 2007? It was a solid year or two before you had traction there. Now, phones have pretty much replaced most people's home computers for menial tasks. They will remember how great summer 2016 was. Edit. I removed the comma. Edit 2. Wow, my first medal of any kind. Thanks, stranger. The first few weeks of Pokémon Go were magical. The social media explosion. Social media is fucking insane. It gives the people so much power, and yet, it also has so much power to manipulate the people. Real headlines trying to outdo the Onion. That is the most Onion way of putting it. Kudos. I don't like this realization. It didn't even cross my mind to me until reading this post. The death of traditional media. Printed newspapers and periodicals, broadcast television and radio are fading. And while digital music way predates the 2010s, it took until this decade for pop stars to stop selling albums. They aren't tallying CD sales anymore, they are counting unique streams. Their death will be in the 20s. They were still huge in the 10s. but began losing their revenue and popularity. I feel the final nail will come sometime around the halfway point. People are gonna reminisce about how good the 2010s were. They may not seem good now, but just wait to see what the 20s have in store for you. Edit. I hate being right. Oh no. Social media influencers. Netflix streaming. It was available before 2010, but didn't get reliable until after. Swipe dating apps. The word online dating and dating sites are now swapped with the phrases dating apps. Obama Trump. Obama Trump, from 10 now, feels like it's been 2 separate decades during the one. From a video game standpoint, this is the decade of the indie explosion, esports, battle royales and microtransactions. From a cinematic standpoint, this is the age of superheroes. Comic book movies dominated in the last decade and they are not going anywhere anytime soon. I think we'll eventually look back at superhero movies the way that we look back at cowboy movies. Depression and memes. But really I think mental health will be one of the biggest problems going forward, and this is going to be known as the times when it emerged as a problem. The incredible rise of misinformation and irresponsible knee-jerk reaction choices on very serious topics. Deleted. We've been at war for 18 fucking years. Yeah, some kids who were born after 9/11 can enlist in the army now. Didn't see it here so I'll mention it. The Syrian civil war and rise and fall of the Islamic State. Shit, the Syrian civil war will still be going next decade, fret not. Social media. Memes. Smartphones. Trump. The decade that normalized eating ass. Party rock. At my wedding, some friends created a dance routine to party rock as a surprise for us. What nobody at the wedding knew was, by complete coincidence, I had previously learned the dance break from the music video because I thought it was so damn cool. When the dance break came up during their performance, I jumped in with them, danced the dance break, and sat back down. I'll never forget the look on everyone's faces. The meme renaissance. Started off as image macros, ended as screenshots of tweets. The wild switch from President Obama to President Trump. Say what you want good or bad about either of them, but their ways of doing the job are very different in many ways. Edit. Thanks for the gold and silver, whoever you are. Outrage addiction. A YouTuber pointed this out very clearly. He gave the example of the Nike Betsy Ross shoe controversy. He showed how this was a planned incident to increase sales for Nike. Why did Nike come out and basically say sorry, we are recalling all of the Betsy Ross shoes because Colin Kaepernick thinks they might be offensive? Even if true, why not just try and silently recall them or just make up a simple excuse? Why? Because that faux incident will cause outrage, which will drive up sales for Nike by the group of people that need to stand up to injustice and get those bad people that oppose this. On the flip side of this is the other companies cashing in on it as well. They are the ones saying don't put up with this Colin Kaepernick crap. Show him and Nike that you really hate them by buying a Betsy Ross shirt and hat from us. So it sells on both ends and companies are laughing all of the way to the bank. Outrage sells more than ever nowadays. Edit. Here is the link of the video I referenced, https://www.youtube.com/watch?den8rbswnnk:amp_list ll-wgtf8ngtcprSWX_ZGAHG_index12 The horrific turn the Area 51 raid took, resulting in hundreds dead and the unleashing of angry captive aliens upon the world to exact their revenge on humanity. Don't forget the military being defeated by swarms of Naruto runners. leading to new arms limitation treaties banning the use of the Naruto run in any armed conflict. I'm just hoping that the 20s will be the resurgence of gangster suits, black fedoras, and saying things like, "I'll punch you into mush, see?" And leaning against a street lamp at night flipping a coin in the air with your thumb. The 2010s will remembered as the decade where everyone went from chill to radicalized in a surprisingly short span of time. How quick it went. Fuck. Wait. Last decade wasn't the 90s? Yeah, I lost an entire decade too. The dress was blue. Put that away. You put that comment away. The promulgation of the internet. The 2010s saw the popularity of smartphones, which has revolutionized many industries. The internet is way more a force now than it was pre-2010. Network TV isn't a thing because of the internet. Brick and mortar stores are dying because of the internet. How are you all gonna leave out the most influential trend of the 2010s question mark? Fidget spinners. They united us as a nation in a time where our country was divided more than ever. They solved ADD overnight while boosting our economy to levels unseen since the POG craze of the 90s. Don't ever forget this. Pokemon Go. Shitty Geico and Progressive commercials. Yeah, Geico commercials were way better in the zeros. This decade has been terrible for insurance commercials. The beginning of automation. A ton of jobs are already automated, but this decade was probably the true beginning. From testing driverless cars and drones to entire service industries being replaced by self-service counters. This will truly be the beginning of automated industries. To be fair, it began long ago with the Industrial Revolution. But I'd say we'll remember 2010 as the birth of AI automation. Knowing that global warming is going to hit us hard and doing virtually nothing about it globally. I've only been alive 2 decades, so take what I have to say with a grain of salt. But I think this will be remembered as the decade when the physical world was overtaken the online world. Dating is online. Classes are online. News is online, and it's about what politicians said online. Presidential campaigns are internet memes. Print media and physical music are disappearing. Our jobs are being taken by AI. The jobs we have left are done on computers. The cloud knows more data about us than we do. You have to have an email to sign up for anything, and apps are constantly trying to wring more digital data out of us. I know this sounds conspiratorial. Personally, I'm not against it. I think we just have to find a balance. And everyone has it at their fingertips. I don't believe I got a smartphone until 2010, and now I do most things, checking emails, calendar, news, games, etc. on my phone rather than computer.